All right.
Oh, wow. Looking at like your list of what other people are doing, that's amazing. Wow.
Well, I take notes. Um, but this is the meeting of on Monday, July 21st, for the US-NAEC group. Currently, it's only Christine and myself. And we do have an agenda, and I think it'll be helpful if we went through it. Um, some parts will take longer than others. Um, so the first one you've sort of mentioned, the plans to add a fifth US NIAC team member.
Hmm.
Would you like to speak to that?
I don't have a single update on that. Did they say anything about that to you in the meeting?
No.
Because I know someone applied um months ago. So
It's got a funny
I
name. I forgot.
Diallo,
Yeah, say it again.
Diallo, Diallo. And there's someone else that I think would make a good member too. And I'm going to ask her to apply. Um, but yeah, I think Diallo would be great. He's one of my affiliates, and I think he's very strategic. He worked at the Naval Academy, so he's in the Navy, but he's an aerospace engineer. Has started tons of aerospace programs. He's just great, very project oriented, very strategic. Um, and I think he would really move us to action on some things. So I will follow up with Gwen and Sophie and see what the status is. But last I saw, David was even still, I believe. Let me see.
Okay.
He was
Well,
on our website.
that sounds good. Go through your Diallo, and if not him, the next person. And I have another person from my affiliates who might be good.
Who's that?
Uh, she's got a three name. It's not coming. If I think of it, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
But she's great. She's down in New Jersey, and she's very much involved with outreach.
Oh, cool.
Okay. All right. So, hello, Caitlin. Good to see you.
Hi, Caitlin.
Hello, hello.
It's great to see you. We're just going through the little agenda because to be methodical,
Hmm.
and some items will take longer to discuss than
Give me
others.
1 second. This is my landlord. We have a serious mouse infestation, so I need to take this.
Ouch.
Here.
Okay. Um, but that will. So why don't I look for that person's name in the meantime? I will look under affiliates. And that's her name. Michelle Stella. Michelle Stella. There's more to it. I guess it's just Michelle Stella. Uh, okay, so I'll put that in. Where are we? Where's my Zoom? So we want to do chat. Where's chat? Oh, there's chat. Um, okay. From
I'm back.
New Jersey. Jersey. Okay. Uh, boom. All right. So that's the person so I recommend, Christine, that you go through your candidates, and then if it's necessary, I could go approach Michelle Stella Riordan. She's very responsive, which is we're beginning to understand that's a real asset.
It's a real asset. Yeah. I
Okay.
actually know her. She was one of my students with the Endeavor program.
Oh, fabulous. And she's a Wicked Solar System ambassador. So
Yeah.
there you go. Um, okay, this is for you, Christine. Plans for future webinars in astronomy education. They were so successful,
They were. What I had mentioned before you getting on, Caitlin, is oh, did we lose her?
Nope, I'm still here. Sorry. It's
Okay. Um,
happening. Okay.
so in my new role with the National Earth Science Teachers Association, um, I formed this collaborative and just went to a national, so I'm now on a National Academies committee representing Earth and space science,
which is huge.
which is huge. So, and it's NESTA, so National Earth Science Teachers, ASP, and NASA Infiniscope. So we formed this Earth and Space network basically. And in this collaborative is like Vanderbilt, Science Education, lots of state departments of education, National Biology Teachers Association, superintendents. I mean, there's so many people, so many different players. There's like 31 organizations, but we are one of those organizations. So I'm meeting with Nesta leadership on, or other Nesta leadership on Wednesday, because it's a very large organization. And we have a board of directors and we have an administrative team and an executive board, and it's like so many layers. Um, but what I want to promote to them is that we do members only professional development, like webinars, and that we kind of be the ones that lead the astronomy ones. Because Nesta is like a membership organization, people have to pay. And
Hmm.
we really need to promote membership. I don't think we've had a new member in like 10 years or something, which is crazy because it's so many people know who it is, and there's 6,000 people on the Facebook page and 200 members. So trying to think about ways to incentivize the membership. And I think having exclusive webinars is a way to do that. But you're right. Like I feel like those webinars were really successful. Um, so yeah, we need to think about like who's going to do the others. Because the thing that was nice about those is like these were you know, already existing programs where all they had to do was talk about them. I want to make it something that's easy to do that benefits the teachers. But I did find that the attendance kind of waned, and I feel like people were then just waiting to get the recording and not watching it, and that's kind of a bummer because
You
then
ac- you saw that trend?
yeah, a little bit. However, the last one, SLU, was for a non-free resource. So maybe that's not representative.
Right.
Um, so I don't know. But yeah, I mean, and think if you think it's worth continuing, I think it was, and
I
we
think
have
so.
a big
Yeah.
international presence. So then we need to think about who's who's going to be the other ones. Like Infiniscope, I think would be a really good one. Um, uh, oh my gosh, it's the end of the day and I'm spacing on it. Citizen science, it's NASA. Globe?
Oh, Zooniverse?
Oh, Zooniverse. We haven't done Zooniverse. You're right. So those are three ideas. So Infiniscope, Globe, Zooniverse. Um, I'd like to make sure that those are look at my colleague. This is my research assistant. He has
Oh,
he's all but dissertation. Um we need to make sure those work internationally. Because I feel like half of our attendants were from Philippines.
I think it's a wonderful thing to put on base camp, and promote the hell out of it.
Yeah, yeah, we did. And I have it would just it would I would appreciate if we could have some other people kind of like helping with some of that. I don't mind making the flyers. I feel like I've gotten pretty good at that, and I have a template and I can kind of drag and drop into it. Um, maybe if we could oh my goodness, you're glorious. Um, just like Bill and I have been the ones that have kind of run them. If, we can just make sure to kind of make that uh a shared responsibility if we're going to do it every month. I think every month was good.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was good if you can do it, or seasonally.
Yeah. I do think stopping for the summer is probably a good thing for teachers. So are you thinking maybe start up again in like September?
Sure.
Okay. And I'd like to start off strong, with a really good one. I think those three are good. So if that was September
Yep.
October, November. I'm seeing in some of the other groups I'm in, and like with Nesta, that any December meetings are heavily impacted by holiday stuff. So I'm thinking not do December.
Mhm.
Um,
Good. Echoing
Okay.
that.
yeah, like that would be hard for me to pull off. And I'm thinking August, West Coast teachers are starting back. I don't know. I don't know if we should do an August one.
Well, whatever works, it's often up to the presenters.
True.
Um,
Um,
I'm curious about this iteachly.com. So it's a commercial organization. They're all over certain social media about this is the lesson plan for you,
huh.
having a lot to do with Earth and space science.
And it's called IT League.
iTeachly. Uh,
Oh, sorry, I Teach League. Okay. Hmm.
What's it called?
ITKCCH iTeachly.
I've never heard of it.
Um,
I Teach League.
yeah, it just seems like they're loaded for bear. iTeachly.com. Um, but I have no way of vetting it. Maybe that's something I could get my two affiliates, 2 out of 5 who show up uh to review from to review, and then I could get back to you on that. Okay, you're frozen, Christine. Caitlin, you're not frozen, you're just still.
Yep. Hi.
What is going on here?
We're not getting your input, Christine. Okay, well,
So looking at, I know Reddit is not exactly the all in all forum or anything though, but Reddit, there's a Reddit subreddit here for science teachers, and looking at iTeachly, it seems like there's some things that it's not really certified or approved through certain curriculum practices.
hmm
Uh, so there's some like, well, is it really worth teachers' times if it's not really up to snuff on some of their, oh, well, Christine disappeared. So just kind of it seems like there's a few like back and forth iffiness because it seems like, well, you can customize, but then if it's not up to your own curriculum, is it really? Eh. Also, there's like trial, like 7-day trials and free trials, and so
Right, it's commercial.
it's commercial. Yeah.
So, well, maybe I can get my two affiliates to provide a review for me. They're both out.
Yeah, that is, maybe it's different. Yeah, maybe it's different for everybody. Maybe it's like, oh, it's great for one teacher, but maybe it's not a one size fits all. Every state curriculum is different.
And maybe I'll go bug Denise, because she's in the trenches.
She's in the trenches.
She's the only one of us who's actually teaching uh, in the high
That is
school
true.
level. Christine is teaching in the community college level. So, all right. Um, so those are the plans for future webinars. I would really like, as you can see, I'm really trying to encourage Christine to make it work because I bragged about it at the quarterly meeting, and
Mhm.
because yeah, uh, and she's been meaning to do it, and she has this contact list which goes on for miles, I guess, and she's able to pull in people, who I don't know from nobody. I don't know them. So. All right, so we're waiting for Christine. I could get started on the takeaways from the recent quarterly OAENE. Oh, here she comes. We're making
Quite
progress.
the acronym.
Yes. OAENE.
That
AEC. Okay, welcome back,
That's
Christine.
very close to AEIOU or EIEIO.
EIEIO. So we're both, Caitlin and I are both want to encourage you on the future webinars and draw on us as you need. Sometimes I don't know whether I've have already promoted through a particular social media group. So it'd be good to, I don't know how to square that away. Um, but maybe if you said, if you could say what where you've promoted it, and
Okay.
I could, add to that.
Okay. I've been trying to post. We have that LinkedIn page that is doing okay. It's not huge. We have the Facebook page, and I've been trying to share it once it's in the Facebook page to the groups that I'm in on
Hmm.
Facebook, because then it makes it pretty easy to just like share, 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 share,
Yeah,
share.
exactly.
So, and I think we're probably in the same groups, but even if it's shared twice, I think that's still okay. Like
Okay.
redundancy is not a bad thing, I
Yeah,
think.
that is not a bad thing. There's a lot of groups out there. LinkedIn has its pile and Facebook has its pile, and you guys do Instagram, and
Yeah. We
I
don't have an Instagram, or do we have an Instagram page?
I don't know. I've stayed away from Instagram because I'm too stupid
Oh,
to
geez.
figure it out.
That's how
Uh,
I feel on like all these other ones, like, you know, TikTok and Snapchat. Like I don't even attempt
My favorite is faceplant.
face plant.
It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Uh, okay, so takeaways from the recent quarterly OAE and AEC meeting, Caitlin.
Yes.
Um, they did it was a little different. They had a featured NAEC give a kind of a long talk, and it was Panama with Eduardo Chung. And the one takeaway that I got there was they just hosted their first regional Shaw IAU meeting. They're
Cool.
now doing regionals. And so that it did include Mexico, but
Mhm.
I was thinking, could we host a regional meeting with Canada and perhaps Mexico? It would involve an application, and they would provide some funding.
I think that we did that a few years ago and we didn't get it.
Okay.
We can look at it again. Did they do it virtual or did they do it in
I
person?
think
Hmm?
they did it in person and virtual, I
Okay.
think. That's a very good question.
We definitely looked at doing that and involving like Puerto Rico and Guam and all the Caribbean. And
Hmm.
we did not get selected. But if I remember, the funding for it is really low. It's like $1,500 or something. So it goes much further. And they really favor these places that are much more under-resourced. Hello.
Okay. Well, I suppose we could keep knocking at the door.
Yeah.
Um, if if you dig up your former application, I'd love to see it.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like we did that in like 2021 or 22 or something. I can send it back over to you, but I'm pretty sure maybe they didn't call it Shaw, but I think it was like host a
Uh,
meeting was what it
hmm,
was.
okay. Then there were people reported out. Everybody who was in my time slot reported out. That included Guatemala, and they're doing TTP work. They did a TTP workshop, and planetarium builds more than one. Nicaragua, they have observatories at universities, and now, as of 2010, an observatory at a public school. And they have a national astronomy curriculum sequence. The Dominican Republic, they have astronomy in the national curriculum where and teacher training uh, in astronomy is mandated along with physics and math.
Where's that?
Dominican Republic.
Oh, that's interesting.
And they hosted a TTP workshop and they're running an internship I don't know if it's for teachers, it could be for students involving Vanderbilt University. So,
Really? Okay.
yeah.
Oh
Uh,
man. Do you have the names of who's involved in that from Dominican? Because I was just at this thing with Vanderbilt, and like even like
uh,
something
I
like that
don't
with
have the
Dominican
names,
is
but the
relatively
recording
easy.
will be out. I could dredge it up.
Okay.
El Salvador, they have astronomy courses, an observatory event involving, I guess, a transmission of the recent conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. So they must have imaged it, with a video and transmitted that. So we haven't done anything like that with these time-sensitive events. Uh,
Yeah.
it's something to think about as things arise. Telescopes for schools. This was Mexico. Telescopes for schools program. I guess they're getting telescopes into a whole bunch of schools nationwide, and it's
Mhm.
being aided by professional astronomers in the various regions.
Cool.
Ensenada, Puebla, and I think around six other regions. Panama, again, they showed slides from star parties, I think associated with the 100 hours of astronomy event, yet another event. They have this group in astronomy, astrophysics, and space science, GIACE. I don't quite know why they brought that up.
Mm.
And they use NASE. You've heard of them, right?
Mhm.
The Network for Astronomy School
School.
Education. I think it's out of Portugal. And
Oh, I think
they come to you for one day of lectures and then a second day of activities. That's how
so.
I guess they've got that down. I don't think we need them personally.
No, it's far less relevant. I really looked at that, like places that use a lot of classical education and just need any content. I think it's good for like a starter. I don't think any of their stuff would really benefit
Okay.
actions or things here.
And the big takeaway from Marcus Postle is that the IAU is working to raise funds from external sources. The whole IAU is now going out beyond its membership and is seeking to raise funds. And these funds could be applied to the TTP workshops and the regional meetings. So the
Hmm.
OAE is in there.
Okay.
Pick me for some of the funding, but I don't know. Can we think of any big industries that would like that are international and would like to give to the IAU?
I mean, I think about all the aerospace industries.
Hmm.
Um, like I just met today with the American Rocketry Challenge, and they have they're funded almost entirely by industry. Like not just Boeing, but like L3 and L3 Harris, Leidos, like, pretty big entities.
Mm,
Um, so, I but I think that there's, a difference between the science side and the engineering side because I just haven't seen that crossover.
mm.
IAU is a pretty big entity, and I mean, if
Right.
they I feel like they'll get that.
Okay.
Should.
There's something to think about. And then Marcus, Eduardo, Gwen, and others in OAE, they encouraged us to promote the OAE resources. And I knew about the glossary. I know about the Astro EDU lessons,
Hmm.
big ideas, but I did not know the OAE reviews.
I didn't either.
Yeah, it might be just some repackaging based on a quick click that I did, but it might be worth something that we might be able to
Hmm.
uh, share. OAE reviews. Okay. And it was nice that Gwen mentioned my astronomical science writing contest as one of the several innovative activities by the NIAC. So that was nice. Yay,
Yeah.
yay, yay. Um, and so I left a link in that linked summary for news items. They're encouraging news items to be submitted. And for also there's another link for reading reviews and submitting reviews.
Okay.
And the last big takeaway is that I asked, uh, affiliates are indeed welcome to be on base camp and to attend
Okay.
Shaw IAU workshops.
I know they can attend Shaw. Um, I didn't know they could be on base camp.
So I will encourage my affiliates to do that.
Okay.
And then wouldn't it be nice to make and send certificates to our affiliates? You might have gotten started
Yeah.
on that.
I didn't. I can make one on um Canva though. I have a Canva Pro account now.
Okay. So that might be something, Caitlin. Uh, should we do a standardized certificate or I could just make my own for my own bunch?
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe a standardized one is what I'm thinking.
Okay. All right. Well, whoever gets to it first, Christine, okay?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I'll pass it around. Ay, ay, ay. All right. Um, Plans for the Shaw IAU workshop on astronomy and education. I have two presentations that I submitted, and I don't know if I don't think they've gotten back to us,
No, they haven't. I submitted two also.
so that's good. How about you, Caitlin?
I haven't heard anything.
Oh, did you submit an abstract?
No, no, no. But I mean, yeah, no, I have not. There's other abstracts floating around right now.
Yeah, tis the season.
It
I
is.
was really thinking about submitting for AAS.
Yep.
Um, for some education stuff. I'm just not quite sure what, but I think that maybe something we could consider would be, just being able to like I mean, some of the education ones that I saw this last year were so like work in progressy, but it was valuable for them and valuable for the audience to see the work in progress. So maybe even it doesn't seem noteworthy to me, but in thinking of the other stuff I saw, like the webinars and the attendance and the impact and reach of that,
That might be good.
maybe
That
that'd
might
be
be
a
good.
poster.
I
I don't
mean, I've already submitted a grant proposal to the AAS Education Committee to conduct a workshop on how to become a solar system ambassador.
know. Okay.
And I did that.
Don't lose your password. That's like number one.
Oh, all right. Uh, so that's with Michelle Stella Riordan, and I haven't heard back from for that grant thing, but I will go ahead and submit before the August 1st deadline. Um, the proposal for a workshop. You have to not just do it for the grant, you have to do it for the actual meeting
Yeah.
organization. And so I'll do that. Um, it's amazing how many of you guys, I hope to become one, a solar system ambassador, but
Oh, you're
you're,
not
I'm not yet, though I'm in contact with the new head, Sarah something.
Marcotte or something.
Yeah, Sarah Marcotte, I think that's right. Um, and she's been very collaborative. So we're actually thinking about um, having a regional mixer, a solar system ambassador mixer, uh,
Like that.
scheduled for Friday, October 24, beginning at 5 p.m. It's kind of like a placeholder, and it would be regional because I think both she and my other my other affiliate, he's in Maine, um, would be able to cover the bases. And of course, they have access to the whole listserv of solar system ambassadors as well. So we thought we'd try for a regional mixer. That would be definitely Zoom.
Oh, it would be okay. I
Yeah.
think it would be cool to have regional things like actually in person. I'm so tired of Zoom. No offense, y'all.
Oh, well, I'll bet that possible in person. Possible in person. We could do a hybrid. I know hybrids are complicated, but
Hybrids are complicated.
October 24th. Okay. All right. Other partnering. There's the AAS Education Committee. You're on it, right, Christine?
Kind of. I'm like an affiliate on that.
Okay. I think the more we bug them,
Yeah.
the more they'll start incorporating us. And NSTA supposedly Denise is involved with that. Nesta, you've already talked about us becoming an astronomy education affiliate
Yeah.
and going for a teacher mentoring program. Um, and Caitlin, you mentioned the Astronomical League. Any activity there?
A little bit. So, got to meet with a few Astronomical League folks down at Green Bank. And funny enough, Green Bank Observatory was having a astrobiology education workshop.
Cool.
So I got to chat with folks and kind of network around. Um, so I made contact with the educational lead who is fairly new at Green Bank Observatory and see if there's ways to
Who is
incorporate as well.
who is that?
Uh, 'Cause I used to know the other one, the one that's been there forever, was Suey and Heatherly, and now this one
Yeah.
is.
It's not Terry, is it? Because I know she's the education person with NRAO, her and Barb. But I don't think
No,
she's based at Green Bank.
Angela Damery.
And
So
so,
it's duo. So it's Angela and then Sophie St. George's, who I've known for a long time, anyways. So between the two of them, uh, they'd certainly be willing to do some cool stuff if needs be. Now to do stuff in a radio quiet zone is a whole different issue,
Yeah.
but they're wanting to do more educator workshops or even virtual workshops too. But I think they're ready or they're very willing to participate or even host because Green Bank Observatory right now is under a lot of pressures. And so any means for them to say like, hey, we're still of value to the community on science and education levels, like they're a little bit more uh, lenient. I guess they're more flexible and adaptable to be like, hey, look at us, we still exist. Please support us.
right,
So if we ask them to do something, they'll more likely help us out.
what community did you have in mind? Target community?
I mean that I think that's going to depend on what materials we can either get together or are we going it's two questions here, right? So are we going to be the host and they help us out with something, or are they going to be the host and we can come in and help, right?
Hmm.
So that's going to depend on timing and resources. If they certainly have educator workshops here and there throughout the year,
Mm,
I could just ask and say like, hey, is there some educator workshops that like our group can either give a seminar or talk about like what we do, which is what I did for the astrobiology educator workshop. It's like, hey, take a look at us. Um,
yeah, really
but
cool.
but in a more formalized setting, I got to do a shout out about your YouTube channel as well. So that was fun. Um, because yeah, YouTube videos are a free resource.
Absolutely.
Great. So we'll see where that goes. Just right now, Green Bank is under a lot of pressure. But yeah, Astronomical League. Uh, yeah,
Mhm.
we can do something with them. They try to do like bi-monthly webinars every once in a while. They're totally open to doing virtual recordings as well. They also have a YouTube channel. Um, they got their winter star parties coming up, which is usually out in the south as of late. So fly south for the winter.
Hmm. Um, that sounds kind of neat. I mean, if you end up getting some good educators from Green Bank, um, that might work for your webinar series, Christine.
Yeah, totally. As long as they have like a program. But yeah, I
Mhm.
think that that totally could.
So that's something to consider. You have two entities. You've got the Astronomical League and Green Bank, and you can work with them together or apart.
Yeah.
So yeah. Astrochemistry is becoming a big thing. I've noticed there's a trend. The astrobiology, I think, is without without actually getting samples of critters, you're back to chemistry,
Hmm.
and and you can see chemistry remotely, which is awesome too.
Yeah.
So okay, uh, that's all I had on my list. Uh,
Okay.
for for partnering. There's what would you like to focus on or conclude with, Christine?
Uh, I think that's it. I mean, that's those are some good things to think about. I think we do need to, maybe think about doing a joint AAS proposal. Um, I'd really love to be able to leverage Green Bank. I've been thinking about that for a while. I feel like that's like the perfect location to do an in-person teacher training. That's something I wanted to do. So, I think just be thinking about, who in our network could be partners on things like that. When I'm able to, probably in my next role, go for a big NSF grant. Like that's the first thing I'm going to be doing is like a large scale teacher training. And with this collaborative, that's likely something I'm going to be able to do, but bundling earth and space together, knowing that teachers most likely are teaching the two together. Um, and I think Green Bank is like the perfect place to be able to do that. Uh, yeah, I
Do
think
they
we
have nice housing there?
Kaylin, do they have
Yeah,
good?
they have yeah, so where the teachers were at were there's like a small dormitory and then there's a bunkhouse. So it depends on the number of participants. If it's under 20 people, under 20 participants, not including speakers, uh then they could be put up in the dormitories, but like bunk together. There's typically two beds per room. They're a little bit on the more expensive side, but they're really nice versus the bunkhouse. You can fit upwards of like 70 people per side, female, male sides. There's running showers, hot water, there's laundry services, everything there. So there's a little cafeteria there as well, so people don't get hungry. So they're quite accommodating for being out in the middle of nowhere. I've been to Green Bank for several summers, so I'm familiar with like who do we need to talk to for planning or dormitories versus bunkhouse and all this stuff. If we need quotes, I can help with that. But yeah, they're certainly willing to do more workshops. They also have a training radio telescope too. So a lot of what they try to do with collaborations is they want to show off their own facility. They want to show off their tech as well. So typically any workshop that comes in, they try to have a day for educators to like learn how to use this radio telescope. Now go do an observation. Go do an observation with it after we just gave you training on how to turn the knobs and set your RA and deck coordinates. And then they could do like the center of the galaxy. They can do a pulsar. They can do a supernova. And so allowing educators to get like a physical paper reading of something that they just got in space is so fun to watch them just go like, oh, it's a look at this, it's a
Yeah.
signal, and then that can tie into chemistry as well, right? Because every fingerprint of radio is also like the chemicals involved, the chemistry involved. It's different astronomy, astrochemistry. So I mean, there's ways to kind of tie it around though, but that's like one of the stipulations they have is like, can we please have educators use like our training telescope because they get more funding the more it's used. So it's kind of a
Hmm.
scratch your back, you scratch ours kind of deal.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I didn't even know. So that if we could do a webinar featuring that, I think that would be great if they would be willing to do it because I didn't even know that was an option.
It is an option.
Do teachers have to go there to do the training to do it, or would they do a webinar to show teachers how to use it? Like if they really want people to use it, like we could do that.
So basically, a
True.
come on,
What's that?
like a come on, please come to our facility uh,
Yeah.
for a training, um, perhaps co-organized by us. But
Hmm.
beginning with the webinar, it would be like a come on.
Yeah.
That would be that would be cool. And then just to get a spectrum from the Green Bank telescope, the big, relatively new one, to get a spectrum and to puzzle over it because there's a, if you'll excuse me, there's a shitload of lines.
Mm.
And somehow you've got to be able to identify what molecule or molecules are contributing to that spectrum. And I think it's an amazing thing that they're able to pull it off.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And there's different kinds of telescopes. There's also becoming more radar telescopes there too because it's replacing Arecibo's technology as well
Wow.
because it needs to pick up the slack somewhere.
Hmm.
Um, so Green Bank Observatory is on the ball. It's on the ball with it.
Yeah. Well, that sounds very promising.
And there's quite a few radio astronomers there that love giving uh, educational talks as well. So if we need any uh, people to like just come on and be on Bill's show, and just like let's chat radio astronomy and
Mm.
ties and education, then yeah, I'm happy to give you names. they're they're very chatty.
Please.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've got two of my friends are like one is the education director and the other is like right under her with NRAO too, and they're both former teachers. They love talking to teachers.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's really promising. Um, when's our next meeting?
Ooh. Ah, you have some sort of document somewhere
Mhm.
where the,
We had them planned out, I think, through July.
oh, through July. Well, today's
Like, oh no,
July.
I have one on the books for August 11th.
August
11th at 4.
11. I see it. Yep. And
So let's try action items. Caitlin, can you be that point of contact with the radio observatory and see if they could do a teacher PD? And I mean, we could make that one first. We need to have a knockout, bang out one first, but I feel like that's a resource that like I feel like that if we know that could be a really good webinar, because doing it in person in webinar doesn't always transfer. But if you feel like that could be a good webinar, we could do that one first and we get that booked for September. So like by August, I want to know who is doing what webinar. So let's just try and communicate. I don't have a contact at Zooniverse. Denise had sent an email about that, like to someone at Zooniverse. We never heard back. So I can try and pursue that. We said Zooniverse. Who else do we say? Globe. I've got someone for Globe.
Infiniscope.
And I've got Infiniscope. That's my partner. So,
Uh,
so I'll try and find those those, or Bill, if you want to try and track down someone at Zooniverse,
Mm-hmm.
because that gives us 4 to draw from. So that could even put us through January if we wanted to do it that way. And then Caitlin, can you take the lead on Green Bank?
Okay.
Yep, sounds good.
Perfect. And then I want to have consistent nights for these webinars. If we could do like, oh gosh, we just moved our Nesta meetings. Nesta is now Thursdays. If we could move these to Mondays, so just ask them Mondays. We had them previously about middle of the month. So if we could stay consistent with that, like, so the first one would probably be September 15th, ish, middle of the month on Monday.
Okay.
I think we were doing them at 8 Eastern to allow time for
Yep.
West Coast folk. So just to give people a time frame, because I find that if you just say any old time, they never commit to a time.
Oh my God.
So best to bound it. I think.
What do we got? I might be in transit. Oh, September 15th is our US-NAEC meeting.
It is. It is. So we can maybe just do a quick check-in that day, make sure we're on track, and
I'll
then
be in Maine, but it has Wi-Fi.
Maine has Wi-Fi. Yep. Um, and do I not have any conflicts? That would be miraculous. The 13th is Columbus Day, and I'll be traveling back from my sister's wedding, which is October. So that one we could bump. Uh, yeah, we might have to get creative in how we do October. Yeah. Maybe if someone else could
Oh,
host.
we have scheduled, my calendar actually has it. The 20th, we have
I'm thinking the
Monday the
webinar though.
20th for US-NAEC meeting. So
Yeah,
you could bundle that with the
possibly.
webinar.
I may have an all-day conference the 20th.
Okay.
We can just decide if we want to, if Columbus Day doing it on a holiday is too much. I think it probably is. But yeah, I think probably bundling it with the 20th. I just might need someone else to run it that night. And I am losing my access to Zoom Pro. So I'm gonna have to look at, I do have an LLC now, so I'm gonna have to look at how much that is and if I can, if with my business account, I can charge that. Of course I can charge it. If it's $10,000 a year, I'm not gonna do that. And I just don't know. So,
All right.
cool.
And I'll get started very soon with
Okay,
a joint AAS education proposal.
cool. That
Because
sounds
that's
good.
got to be in by, I think, August 1st.
Yes, I think so. It's like right around the corner. I need to take a look at what that
Okay.
entails.
And you were thinking of describing the webinars? Is that what you were thinking
Or
of?
maybe just describing some of the activities that we've done, which I don't really feel like they've been much. But I mean, you could talk about like we could talk about the, expanding to include the affiliates. I don't know. I kind of feel like we're still kind of struggling to launch. Um,
Well, I could certainly talk about the astronomical science writing
yeah,
uh, contest because everything worked, but at a very modest level.
yeah,
And to make it bigger is to scale it up is going to take a lot of work because you need more reviewers, you need more funding for the prizes, on and on.
yeah,
So and so I don't really have a solution for that. So that could be part of uh our joint AAS proposal.
yeah. Um, yeah. And I was thinking just in terms of, talking about, looking to expand the reach of astronomy ed resources. And these are the ways that we've done that.
Hmm.
Leveraging networks of affiliates through webinars that have been attended by blah 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 through this, like talking about more the overarching goals and then pieces that are the mechanisms.
Okay. So this would be basically a presentation.
Yeah, unless they choose it as a poster, which could work too. which they
Right.
might.
Okay. That sounds
Uh-huh.
good. All right.
Well, I've got to hop off here. I have someone, a technician coming to my house, in 3 minutes, and it sounds like he is here. But
Okay, go well.
thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Of course, thank you guys for coming. Thank you for hosting, Bill. And we'll be in touch and chat soon.
All right. Go well, Caitlin.
Bye.
Christine. Bye-bye.